1, 2, 3, I don't know who else to be. 4, 5, 6, like they say I can't be fixed.
Hi, I'm Jenny.
And I'm Jill.
And welcome to Fluffy Mother Fluffer, where we're taking life seriously, one laugh at a time.
We're continuing season 1 on relationships and actually keeping the friendship train going as well. Toot toot. Who's in the room? We have a special guest with us today as we're talking same-gender friendships and bromances. Kent is here with us.
Kent Summer.
To give us the male perspective. First, we're going to dive into answering one of our own questions from episode 5. Are there truly differences between same-gender friendships? Then we'll talk about bromances in history and whether the term itself might be a bit outdated. Finally, we'll wrap things up with a fun game called Name That Sexist Movie. Dun, dun, dun,
Oh my
dun, dun.
goodness. I didn't know that's what we were doing.
No, I didn't tell you.
I know.
First, we need to say hi to Kent and welcome him to the show.
Hi, Kent.
Hi, happy to be here.
We're happy you're here. And we also have someone else in the room with us who is...
My lovely bride, Jennifer.
Who's one of our favorite people, too.
You guys have a page on Facebook, Summer's Awkward Acre Farms. So check it out.
You need to go there, too, at some point.
Yeah.
Take a class. We'll link it.
Yeah.
Actually, that's what we'll cover in the blog this week, too.
Cool.
So I think it's pretty obvious why Kent's here today. He paid us.
I didn't pay a lot.
Seriously, though, we paid him. Let's be real. When we talk about things like fluffy as gender stereotypes, that we're not just covering it from the woman's perspective, because as gender-defined females, we have one viewpoint. So we wanted to make sure that we had the other as well. Question before we start, Kent, then. When Jenny asked you to come on today and told you about our topic, why the hell did you say yes?
I might have been drunk.
You're so quick to answer back. I was like, yep, that's got to be it. Caught you at the right time. No, I mean, did the topic spark an interest in you right away or anything?
To some extent, there is differences between female friendships and male friendships, and a little bit of perspective never hurts.
I agree. Jenny, you have anything to say about that? I mean, other than your segment that you wrote
I
all
have
about
a lot
it.
to say about it.
Well, let's have at it.
All right. We're going to talk about the difference in men and women friendships. Do you remember that book? Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus?
Never heard of it.
Shut up. So it was actually on the New York Times bestseller list for more than 2 years.
Yeah.
Personally, I've never read the book, but looking into it a bit, it seems that the book reinforces gender stereotypes. And I bring up gender stereotypes because I feel like that contributes to the differences we see in relationships between men and women. Jill and I, among others, have observed the friendships that our husbands have and compared them to our own relationships with friends. And it's always puzzled me. So we decided to look into it more and find out exactly what in the hell is going on. We are talking about male to male relationships versus female to female relationships and how they differ in views or engage in friendships.
Can I ask a question? Okay, so this is one of the answers I need off the top. And
Okay.
maybe Kent will have this for me, or
Okay.
maybe you will find it. Why are guys mean to each other to show love? Is this a thing, or is this just something? This is just me being really sensitive and going, you're so mean to each other.
Yeah.
Why do you call him fat?
I've
That's
noticed
mean.
that.
Okay, so
Like it's, yeah, I don't know. Like
I'm not just perpetuating my own.
I love you, so I'm
sensitivity.
going to be mean to you. You remember how like when we were in school, boys were being mean to you or picking on you? You were just told that, oh, it's because they like you. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you know the only boy in my class was my cousin,
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's right. That's what I was told. I don't believe that that's true.
No.
And if it is, it's fucking bullshit.
Kent, rebuttal.
Most things guys do is bullshit, so
Oh, that's the best rebuttal ever. You can come on anytime you want.
Yeah. Kind of looking at it, it seems that male friendships are definitely more casual, where female friendships are more personal or intimate. If I'm looking at my friendships, they're certainly more emotional, include a lot of sharing of thoughts and feelings. They include a lot of support, a lot of investment into the relationship. And there's definitely a lot more face-to-face or frequency of contact with each other. I'm going to use my husband as an example here. Any type of male relationship with each other, it seems to be more based on shared activities. Maybe more transactional, if that makes sense.
Transactional as in I'm going to give you this and then you're going to give me this and we're going to call it good.
Yeah. I'll come over and help you move, and you can come over and help me do this project in the garage or that type of thing.
Mm-hmm. A friend bank.
Yeah.
I'm headed to the friend bank. Got to make a deposit.
And it's also interesting because I feel like they cannot talk to each other for extended periods of time and then just go golfing together or fishing or whatever extracurricular activities they want to do. But just seems like it's definitely less intimate. Like they don't seem to be talking about real issues that they may be dealing with. It seems that because men aren't doing one-on-one talking sessions and they're instead connecting through activities, that they don't establish the same level of intimacy. So the result seems to be that men tend to rely heavily on romantic relationships for that super close feeling of connection. Now, the one situation where I think this is different is when they have a few drinks. My husband, when he gets together with his brother, they talk a lot outside of seeing each other because he lives a few hours away. But it never seems to be about anything necessarily significant or anything deep. But if they get a few drinks in them, they open up a lot more. Why does it take alcohol to make you open up to each other? I obviously think that men could benefit from having a confidant to talk to about things, someone who isn't always us or their significant other. While I think it's great when husbands and wives or men and women can talk to each other about everything, it seems that the connection they have with other male friends could be strengthened.
Well, plus two, it makes it super awkward when like my husband comes to me with an issue and like I'm the issue. And it's like, all right, so I'm going to tell you about this guy and he's got this girl and she's really pissing him off. I'm like,
right. So if they had more real life discussions with each other, because here's the thing, you and I talk about things that have to do with our husbands, and it makes me feel a little bit better because I'm like, okay, this is not just me and my husband. Like this is a more common issue than I thought.
Yeah. It makes you feel better.
Right.
Okay. For me, like sometimes it's, I'm right. I got this. And then I get all fired up. I'm like, that's right.
I think that it would benefit for my husband to talk to somebody else and be like, okay,
Agreed.
This isn't just my wife. She's not the only one with these issues. Shut
it. No, I agree. They need another sounding board.
Right.
Agreed.
Exactly. So is it because of the age-old way that men are expected to appear or portray themselves? It's not okay to cry or share feelings and all of that other bullshit. Because if that's the case, I feel like we as a society are really doing them a disservice by continuing on this ridiculousness.
So you're saying when my husband comes to me with a problem, I should say, stop right there. And I should call up his best friend and be like, you need to get over here now. Kent, rebuttal?
His best friend might be busy.
Yeah. I guess he did say it was me. So it's like, I'm thinking who I would call. That's the thing. He needs to have somebody else to talk to.
I think it's actually a good thing, though, if he's got a problem with you and he's talking to you about it.
Very true. Oh, dang it. Shit. Who invited him?
But I feel like this puts a lot of pressure on romantic relationships. If I'm the only one to fulfill their need for emotional intimacy, I feel like that puts a lot of pressure on me.
I think as far as guys go, their relationship with other guys might take 5 minutes of close, confidant stuff out of a 3-hour football game.
Do you think that's all they need? A little check-in?
Usually, yes.
Okay. So the need maybe isn't there the same way it would be for us?
I don't know, but I just feel like I'm tired of the stereotype that masculinity means holding back your feelings unless it's with your partner. Great friendships aren't just fun. They're good for your health, you know? So I feel like
they are.
We all deserve health and happiness. And
we learned that. We learned it.
We learned it.
We did. In like episode something that healthy friendships are good for you.
5?
Oh.
4? Okay.
I'm not. Oh, see, it's 4. See, Kent knows it's 4. Oh, 4. We learned a lot in 4.
Yeah. So, Kent, do you feel like there's a difference between men and women?
Yeah, for sure. A woman's friendship does seem more intimate and longer lasting. For guys, more often it would be, hey, come over and help me move this piano. And moving a piano takes 15 minutes, but you're over there for 4 hours because you're just catching up on life. And
that's not how long it takes to move a piano. Son of a bitch.
Did I say 15 minutes?
Yes, you did.
It took 3.5 hours to get it up the stairs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you secretly long for a more intimate connection between you and your male friends?
Personally, I don't. I think I'm good.
Because you have a Jenn?
Well, I have a Jenn, and that's all good too. But I don't have the troubles and drama that some other folks have that they need to unload.
The Peanut Gallery, I don't want to call you that. The Epic Gallery says that at one point Kent did have some issues to talk about. But what did you do then? If that was the case, if you had problems in life that you needed, what did you do?
Well, then there were some longer discussions with some friends who have been in similar situations, and sometimes discussions with Jenn, and getting over a first marriage can suck sometimes, but
oh yeah, Captain Hot Pants was in the garage one day for hours and I couldn't figure out what he was doing outside, and then he came in and told me that one of our good friends was getting divorced, and I was really surprised that he called my husband, but I was actually secretly like damn proud.
So this brings it back though to, he obviously doesn't talk to this person a lot from the sounds of it, but he was still his confidant. Because I feel like for women, if we don't talk to our friends very often, we just assume that we've grown apart. Do you know what I'm saying?
For me, I think if I don't talk to someone for a while and they're just one of my really great friends, and I think we talked about this with besties too, is like if I can call them up and I know that they're there for me, I'm good with that. Jenn's going to come on and give us a really good insight. Here she comes.
He has a best friend who they have been friends since they were in diapers. And they're still good friends. And it ebbs and it flows. There's times where we'll see him all the time and then times where we don't. But I think what I've noticed with you and your male friendships is they don't need each other quite as often, but when they do, they're there. When the shit hits the fan, we know we can count on him, and we would do the same, or he would do the same for him. And I say we because I've become friends with this person too. And I'm one of those weird females that I'm like, I have close female relationships, but I'm like, I don't need to talk to my female friends all the time. And I've got friends that I've had for 30 years that I don't talk to all the time, but the moment they send me a message, it's all love and light.
We've talked about that before, and I definitely have those friendships too, but it just seems like that is the norm for guy relationships. And maybe that's all that matters, to be honest with you, is that when
you need them, they're there.
Right.
Just call on me, brother, when you need a friend.
We all need
somebody
to lean.
We haven't broke out in a song on this podcast yet.
I know,
Where
that's
the
first
hell
time.
have we been? 6 episodes in and that hasn't happened yet?
So, Kent, do you admire friendships and closeness that women have, or like your wife has?
Not always, because there's quite often drama involved, and guys try to avoid that a lot more.
I must have been a dude in my past life because I feel that one. That's a really good point. So going back to what you said about if you don't talk to someone for a while, that you're no longer friends. Sometimes I'll gradually drift away from someone if it's just too much drama.
Yeah, 100%. I just want to add as a side note that these are all generalized thoughts or ideas. I don't think that all women necessarily have this type of relationship with each other, nor do I think that men don't or aren't having meaningful relationships with their male counterparts. There is a lot of similarities between us and the friendships that we have. It's just interesting to note the differences.
Oh, hey, yeah. We need to hit on that one question
Right.
from the beginning, though.
Yes. So why is it that you guys make fun of each other so much?
I think for a lot of guys, we grew up with fathers that treated us that way. And the occasional slap to the back of the head, not painfully, but playfully, is just that reassurance like, hey, I'm within arm's reach if you need anything.
Oh, the symbolism there. Jen says, wait, rebuttal, Jen.
You have thrown things down the back of guys' pants when they're sitting. You have called people fat.
The things down the back of his pants was a reminder that I would be thinking of him later.
Well, there you have it.
Yes, if a guy doesn't get some amount of abuse, friendly abuse.
Oh, he's not in the cool club?
Yes, then he feels left out.
Okay, that actually rings a bell because when I was in college, I lived in a house with 5 guys. One guy that was always left out of all the jokes.
One time I came home from work and said, I had 5 guys for lunch. And he goes, don't say that again. And then I said,
5 guys. All right. I'm going to talk a little bit about bromances in history. And is that term outdated?
Bromance?
Bromance. Joey and Chandler.
Friends.
JD and Turk.
Oh.
JD and Turk. Do we know that bromance? Scrubs.
Oh.
Abraham Lincoln and Joshua Speed.
What?
I'll come back to that one.
Okay.
Thomas Jefferson and John Adams.
Yeah.
So these are just a few of the bromances from recent pop culture and history that act as examples of what the term implies.
Well, Thomas Jefferson is not recent, but...
Well, I mean, like, no, recent pop culture from history and recent pop culture.
There you go.
There, then we don't apply the adjective to both. Picky, picky, picky. So what's a bromance?
My husband actually uses this term. He has a bromance on a few guys.
Mm-hmm. He also likes super lame pickup lines, so...
No, he likes his wife pickup lines.
Isn't that what I said?
You're such a biatch.
Okay, sorry, but what's a bromance?
I think I would categorize it as a dude who has like another dude that they admire.
Kent, do you have another definition that you would say of bromance? What it is?
I would call it two guys who enjoy a lot of the same things and work together to achieve something bigger.
Ooh, I like that one. That's deep. So the general definition would be a non-sexual relationship between two men that also has a strong emotional bond.
But my husband doesn't actually have bromances. He has creepy mances because it's one-sided.
Oh, so wait, it's just him bonding with other people?
It's just like him fantasizing over Aaron Rodgers.
To me, I don't identify as a guy, so I wouldn't be categorized into a bromance, but I kind of find the term of sexist outdated and a bit ridiculous. And here I wrote, Kent, your rebuttal?
No rebuttal because I agree completely.
Yes. Okay. I was hoping to say that. Okay. As I was looking more and more into what constitutes a bromance, I felt that there was one common element, much like Jenny mentioned in her segment. Bromances are like the female stereotype friendships where we can share our true selves. Bromance is a bond that allows intimate, sometimes hard questions to be answered for guys where they're not letting the gender stereotypes get in the way, but they had to put a term to it to make it okay. So where Jenny was saying that guys don't have those relationships, bromances have created that possibly, but they have to define it so that we know that it's a bromance and not something else.
Yeah, I never thought about that, but that is absolutely correct.
So actually, bromances have been around for a long time. Abraham Lincoln had a friend named Joshua Speed. They met by coincidence as Lincoln needed a place to stay, and they started a friendship that saw Lincoln through a lot. In fact, Lincoln, and this doesn't really surprise me based off of his influences on history, he was a very sensitive soul, called off his engagement, and was actually very depressed and suicidal at one point, and he needed Joshua Speed to get him through it. This is a true story from as far as I know off of Google.
From Wikipedia?
It's not Wikipedia. So essentially, he needed Joshua Speed to talk him out of his suicidal thoughts so he could go on to be who he became. History books have made Lincoln seem like a saint, and reality is he wasn't. I mean, he was a politician. So, I mean, enough said, right?
And from my understanding, there were some definite negative things.
There were some definite negative things, but still imagining history without Lincoln in it would have been maybe very different. I guess somebody could take his place, but I think history would have been different.
I think he would have liked someone to take his place in the theater.
Too soon. Too soon. But the thought is that the bromance was Speed in an era where Lincoln couldn't be vulnerable with his feelings and he needed that vulnerability. Speed filled his need to be able to open up to someone when he really needed it. So it's kind of cool, the idea of the bromance back then. But I think today, as gender norms are being challenged, it might be time to do away with the term bromance altogether. Because after all, we do have the same term for women. It's called a womance.
What? I've never heard of that.
This is a thing. No, it's never heard because it's just considered a typical female friendship. So we don't use it. In fact, I tried to find a meme that specifically had the word womance in it. Impossible. Bestie, BFF. I could find 5,000 bromance memes. Why? So Kent, I have got a couple of questions for you, why that is and why we maybe should get rid of the terms. So you answered Jenny's questions as far as if males long for more intimate relationships, but I want to know, do you think the feeling or having emotions is also taboo as in whole for men, or do you think it might be just localized groups?
I guess I don't have a lot of experience in large city, but most of the guys that I know would just consider it a friendship and not anything more bromantic than that.
So have you heard that term before?
I've heard the term, but I don't really believe it. I think it's outdated and kind of foolish.
I'm curious because, and Jenny, maybe you have some input on this too, because Wisconsin is a little bit more, I mean, we have our larger cities, but they're not very large. We're a little bit more rural. I feel like we're a little bit more conservative and a little bit more traditional. I wonder if we're not seeing more of what's happening outside of the terminology of bromance and gender stereotype friendships than there is.
In general, things are changing a lot. I feel like it is becoming not
taboo.
Just in general, things are changing, not super fast, but things are changing at home of what is the expectations of male versus female in general.
Mm-hmm.
And I think along with that, whether it be home life and their contribution to the home and the children has changed in the last 50 years.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Considerably.
Yeah.
I think along with that, it's okay for a guy to cry. I still see those
like the baby boomer demographic. Yeah,
right, from like the baby boomer where it's like these man buns and these guys, you know, they need to be
apparently we're not cool either anymore.
Oh, yeah, the
wearing
side part.
Skinny jeans and whatever. Okay, as someone that is really sensitive to other people's feelings, there are times that I sit down with someone the first time meeting them and they tell me things that I don't feel are right for the first meeting, okay? I'm curious, is it more for men to be aloof or met a guy and he's wanted a bromance instantly with you?
It's totally an individual thing. I started work with one guy who wanted me to be his new best friend. And by the end of the workday, I knew way more about this fella than I ever wanted to know. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, you know, have known other people 15, 20 years. I still don't know where their house is or what their kids' names are.
Mm-hmm. Or you step on their foot one day and they're like, oh, I don't feel that. I don't actually have a right foot. And you're like, what?
Sorry to step on your toes. Ha, joke's on you. I don't have any on that foot.
That happens all the time.
That's a thing. I have coworkers that wear steel toe shoes and there's no toes in the steel.
Really? Well, a little late now. What's the point at that point?
I tend to be one of those people that overshares sometimes. You want to know why? Because I'm trying to have a connection or find something.
You are a connector. Yes. You're looking to see if your puzzle piece fits with the next person. Yep. I noticed that with you. Mm-hmm. My other question is then, is there something that a partner can do to better open up the communication lines between a man and his friends? Now, I don't want to use the term bromance, but if I have a husband who's not comfortable with the idea, and I don't, but if I did, and I wanted him to open up to other people other than me, go out and be free and date other men, how can I support that? How can I make that a thing?
I don't know exactly how you would push him out of the nest.
Jenny has put her husband on dates. And that doesn't work. So it sounds like we can't set them up on blind dates.
No, guys don't want to be set up with blind dates. If he's got friends that he has mutual interests with, say they all want to go play rugby together, encourage it. If he comes home with a broken arm, it happens.
Yeah. I don't think we can handle another rugby concussion. That's where we're at in our house. So do you think it's cool, it's okay for a woman to go along with her husband to create the bromance?
A woman can't force it.
All right. Okay, my last question for you. Do you think we should do away with the term bromance? I see it two ways. If we have to call it something else to make men feel like it's cool or okay to have intimate relationships with other men, I'm good with that. If that gets us to the point of men being okay with opening up with other men, then okay, let's keep the term bromance. But I feel sometimes that men are afraid that unless they define it, it might be seen as homosexual. Like they need to define that they're still heterosexual. And do you think that's part of the issue behind it? Like they need to clarify that, hey, I'm really comfortable telling this guy my issues, but I just need to clarify that I'm not gay.
That could very well be one of the issues. I think the term bromance could be done away with and just call them friendships.
Yeah.
Like you talked about in episode 4, there's different levels of friendship. Mm-hmm. You've got the friend who you would take the bullet for, and you've got the other friend that you might step aside because he needs that in his life.
You need to be shot once to teach you a lesson.
Exactly.
Okay, Jenny, guess what? I would let you take the bullet for me. Rebuttal.
Okay, well, I will step aside.
Well, no, I already did that. No, I did.
But if
I'm teasing.
Roles were reversed.
You know that I would catch a grenade for you. I'd throw my hand on a blade for you.
Nice.
Jump in front of a train for you. Probably not that one.
No?
Mm-mm. That would really hurt.
A grenade's not going to hurt?
Yeah, well, that would be instant. I don't know about the train, though. Like, what if
Train would be pretty
you see
instant.
You see me jump, I'm awkward.
White girl can't jump either.
No. Okay, so maybe for now, we allow the Joey and Chandlers of the world to make sure that we know they aren't together by clarifying loud and clear that they are simply in a bromance. But my hope would be that someday we don't need to do that. And part of it is probably selfish, and that I know that communication is so crucial to a happy relationship. And if one of the men in the bromance is coming home to me at night, them being more comfortable opening up about their feelings to someone else, I can only see that as a benefit to me.
Right.
And that is what I want. Totally kidding. We didn't ask that question.
What?
Why are dudes so sexual with each other?
Oh, yeah. My husband and Captain Hot Pants are terrible.
Okay, before we go into our special segment, Jen just brought up a really good point. Question is, why, if we need to have the term bromance to clarify that you're not in fact in a sexual relationship, why are bromances or close male friendships so sexual in nature? This is a Freud thing, isn't it?
Yes, it's a Freud thing. They're obsessed with their penises.
That was an easy answer. All right.
If a guy's not talking about how large it is, then he might as well not be talking.
Who'd have thought Freud would be right? All that LSD he did. He's on something. And now, special segment time. Boop, boop.
Boop, 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 ba-da, boop. Boom, chicka, whoop.
Guess what we're playing today? I already told you guys at the intro. Were you listening?
Sex, something about sex.
Everything's about sex for you. That's all you remember.
Sexist movies. Sexy movies.
Name that sexist movie. In this game, I'm going to give you a quote from a movie, and you're going to tell me what it is by making a buzzing sound into the microphone.
We don't all have Jill brains and remember every
You will remember
line
these.
of these movies
No,
and
you will,
quotes.
you will remember these, I promise. But I need to hear your buzzing sounds first so I can define who's who.
Bzzz.
Okay, that's Kent's buzzing sound. Oh my God. No, wait, they're too close together. No, they sound too much alike. I'm not going to be able to tell. Okay, so Jenny is a phone ringing and Kent is a buzzing sound, which is what I asked for, but that's okay.
I like to spice it up.
Okay, are you ready? Here we go. The first movie is Tell Me About It, Stud. Jen can play by doing charades in the corner. Tell me about it, stud. Look at me, I'm Sandra D. You gotta buzz in. Yes, Jenny.
Grease?
Oh, it's Grease.
I don't remember that.
That's what she says at the end.
Oh.
Okay, so why is this a sexist movie? Why? Kent's got it.
Because it was 1955.
Because everything was sexist back then. Because he doesn't like her until she shows up in a one-piece leather outfit at the end and totally changes everything about herself to fit what he needs in a girlfriend.
Son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm. All right, you got this one, though. You guys got this one. Okay. Dirt in the skirt. Dirt in the skirt.
Yeah, I got nothing.
It is a movie about a sport. The individuals must wear... Oh, Jenny.
A League of Her Own?
It is a league of their own. So this movie actually did a really good job of not being sexist by showing the part that women played when men were away at war.
But the fact that they were made to wear skirts?
Correct. Kind of fucked up, right?
I just went to Disney on Ice. There was men and women in the same costumes. The men had pants. The women had one piece, basically, and nothing on their legs. And I'm like, why the fuck?
Why do they gotta freeze?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready? Is Kent gonna get this one?
She's gonna try.
So, Lainey, I was wondering if you wanted to embarrass me horribly in front of all these people. Ready, Prince Jr.? Oh no!
Never been kissed?
No. Kiss me. That is the scene that I would consider sexist in this movie, where she comes down the stairs and she's been completely remade. She was artistic. Her name was Lainey Boggs.
Jen is Googling it right now.
The late Paul Walker was in this movie.
She's all that.
Oh, you didn't ring in. Kent? Yes, Kent.
She's all that.
That is correct.
1 to 2.
1 to 2. All right, this one. Here's 2 lines from it. You bet your size 6 ass. I'm just one stomach flew away from my goal weight. I'm just one stomach flew away from my goal weight. Ring. Ooh. Yes, Jenny.
Legally Blonde?
The Devil Wears Prada.
That is it. Yes.
The Devil Wears
Oh, no, my turn.
Yeah,
Devil
Jenny.
Wears Prada?
Oh, you got it. That's it. Have we seen this movie? I'm like, how do people like this movie? I don't get it. Like, call her fat because she's a size 6. I don't get it. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm missing it.
I
Get
must.
it. Okay. This one is a little harder, but you should notice the name. The name I say at the end is the second word in the name of the movie. Does she take the cake or what? She takes the whole bakery, hell. Yes.
That's not your ring! That's my ring!
Yes, Kent.
Fat Hal?
Ooh, it's not. I will give you another chance. It's not deep, but
Shallow Hal.
that's it.
Oh.
Shallow Hal finds a gal. That movie. I don't even know what to say about that one.
Yeah.
I think that one speaks for itself.
Yeah.
This is the last one. This one I know you have to have seen. Okay? Don't cry, shop girl. Don't cry. I wanted it to be you. I wanted it to be you so badly. Meg Ryan, Tom Hanks, not Sleepless in Seattle. Ring! Yes.
You've got mail.
Oh, it is! You are the winner!
Why is that sexist?
Okay, so the dude gaslights her the whole time and doesn't let her know that he's the dude that shut down her store.
Oh, I thought you were
Made
about to
her
say
go to-
porn
Shut
star.
down her porn store. That's not You Got Mail. That's You Got Mails. That's a different one. Congratulations, Jenny. You are a 2-time winner.
What does the winner get?
The winner gets bragging rights.
No, we still need to go out, and you still need to go. Oh,
Wait,
hell.
hold up. Did we pronounce a winner in that game?
Yes,
I
we
feel
did.
like it was rigged.
Okay.
I will do that, actually. Okay, so from the pickup game, I still owe Jenny a drink, and I have to go, oh, hail the pickup line queen. So what do we want the winner of this one to get?
McDonald's French fries.
5 Guys.
No, because you were
Winner,
saying
winner.
we have to preference this. We
I
weren't
lived
on.
with 5 Guys
Yeah.
in college.
And I said, the moment you said that, it reminded me of Five Guys, the
burgers
burger
and
place.
fries. And then Kent said,
I referred to Sleeping Beauty.
no. You said that's a lot of,
Protein.
yes.
Oh, yeah. That's what you said.
And then we all giggled. So is that our gift?
Five Guys?
A 5 Guys gift certificate?
Yeah, we got to take each other out for Five Guys.
All right.
Loser pays.
Kent and I will have to come together with a plan to take you down.
I get burgers and drinks.
Whoa. I thought we were doing just fries. Guess we weren't on the same page there. This is getting expensive.
No, I said McDonald's fries. Five Guys burgers.
We'll have to go after the drinks. We'll have the drinks
Okay.
first, then we'll go to 5 Guys.
Okay, well,
'cause that
that's going to
sounds-
cost you a lot
that
more. I'm
sounds-
just
I don't
telling
care.
you
That
right
sounds
now.
like the delicious way to do it. All right, so what's our fluffy takeaway for the day?
My fluffy takeaway is that the term bromance needs to go bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
What's your fluffy takeaway?
My fluffy takeaway, hearing your segment, you and I are on very similar thoughts about male friendships, and maybe you and I need to come up with a way to get our husbands together to have their own little...
Yeah,
But then they're just going to complain about us, so maybe this is a bad idea.
I mean, I'm okay with that. We complain about them. Let's be honest.
No, we don't. Ken, what's your fluffy takeaway for the day? Other than that you're never coming back and doing this again because this is a shit show.
I've been around shit shows before. This isn't the worst one I've been around.
Phew, I feel better.
Guys' friendships with other guys and women's friendships with other women boil down to quality time spent together.
Oh, man. He should be our fluffy takeaway every time.
He's a pro.
Yeah.
That's it for this episode. Like, follow, share, and review our podcast. How? Like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. You can find our podcast on all major podcast apps, and you can share anything you find with those you love,
And those you bromance with.
those you BFF with.
And those that you tap in the dick because that's a sign of affection. Okay. Everybody say goodbye.
You gonna stand up so I can tap you?
Farewell. Oh, you can, where are you tapping me?
Good game.
Oh, rear facing. Well, that's okay. I won't feel that.
What?
If you tap me in my rear,
Yeah.
I can feel that shit. No, well, that's a finger poke. That's not tapping.
No, pizza cutter.
Credit card.
All right. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for joining us on Fluffy Mother Fluffer. Hopefully this episode lifted a little bit of fluff off that pile called life. And if not, well, join us again next time, you fluffy mother fluffer, you. When the hell did we decide what a train says? Because
Choo
I said choot choot, but it's like, then I was like, is it choot choot? Is it toot toot? Or is it woo woo? What does a train say? And does it matter what kind of train it is?
Well, because you call a train a choo-choo train. Right,
I don't
with your
call it a
kids.
choo-choo train. I call it a fucking train like an adult.
Yeah, but
Okay,
when
what do
I'm
you-
talking about trains or reading books about trains, they're with children, and I say choo-choo train.
That's my next question. So do you get it from the Goodnight Train book or the Little Engine That Could? Who decided how you say train?
the
Kent.
fucking author.
Okay, so to you a train says what?
Choo-choo.
Kent, what does a train say?
The trains I grew up with also said choo choo.
Choo-choo? Jen, what does a train say? Choo-choo. Oh, good. Okay, so this whole room's choo-choo. So if I said toot-toot, what is that? That's a truck?
Yeah, that's a truck. That's when you pass a semi.
But when you hear a train at
Fist
night, doesn't it just sound like a loud horn?
Sounds like tug-tug.
Does in your bedroom at night. We ain't got trains in my bedroom.